Hey team, good morning everybody out there. Welcome. I'm just in the kitchen right now, throwing together burgers for tonight for me, well, Effie and I. So I figured I might as well record something for you so you guys can see how I do it. I get fairly good reviews on the burgers, pretty good. I like adding things to them. I'm not just like a smash the beef together and throw it on the grill. I mean, I like that, but I also like to bump it up a little bit. I like to make the burgers mine, and maybe you do too. So this is my system. I'm going to list off a whole bunch of different stuff as we go. You can add this and that, so on and so forth. But really, at the end of the day, it's just a few steps you need to follow to make sure you get amazing burgers, tasting just the way you like. And honestly, it's not that hard, guys. You just need to put in the effort, put in a little bit of time, and they're really great because you can go ahead. I freeze like a half dozen patties at once, or 2 dozen patties at once, or whatever. Just do a whole bunch at once, pop them in the freezer, individually wrapped. You can throw them on the grill frozen. They cook through without overcooking. It's awesome. So I love burgers. I like packing them full of flavor and veggies and all that fun stuff. So by all means, maybe you can join me for this. But we always have to start at one glorious place with the onion. I notice in my experience, a lot of folks have a lot of trouble with onions. Nobody knows quite exactly how to cut them or anything like that. But I promise you, it's not as hard as you think. Realistically, all you need is you just need a good onion and a sharp knife and a little bit of time. And you need to pay attention. You need to watch the fingers and so on and so forth. So always remember, guys, when you're cutting your knife, when you're cutting your onion using your sharp knife, always remember keeping the fingers tucked in and away, thumb tucked in and away. This is the tip. I will always refer to this right here as the tip of the onion, where you have that part that comes up out of the ground. And then this is the root, where we have all those fibers that go deeper into the ground. I just shave off a bit of that root right there, and then the tip. I'll take off the tip plus some. You can see just a little bit there, right? I don't need to take away a whole lot. And when I cut my onions, I cut them right in half like that. Take off my layer. Now, sometimes you'll peel off the first layer here. You can see that first layer, that brown layer comes off. And then you have the underneath, the under layer there that's kind of icky. It's still got a bit of that browning and stuff, so you can go ahead and take that off too. Cool, no problem. Boom, boom. And then, like I say, this is super easy. You just have to take your time and practice, like we were talking about with poached eggs. Practice is everything, right? Spend the time doing the practice. Get good at it. Because it takes time. It takes time, team. Everything takes time. Consistency, time, and effort. So again, one more time from the top. Boom. We cut off our tip. Shave our root. Cut her in half. And then we take off our skin, sorry, not flesh. Beauty. Cool. All right, now here comes the fun part. Okay, this is the part that it sounds more difficult than it is, but with practice it gets way easy. So here you go. You start off, my friends, get all your onions out of the way. Make sure you have your room to make your cuts. We start off, get a firm grip on your knife. Nice firm grip. And I start off just slightly above my cutting board, slightly, maybe less than a 1/4 inch above. Depends on how good you get at this, right? It takes time. So I start off and I just cut through. And then as soon as I get to that point where my onion's moving, I have too much trouble holding it down, I'll go ahead, I'll stop, and I can pull out. This is where the sharp knife is key, my friends. Sharp knife is everything, because this part goes super easy. I keep my fingers up and out of the way, press down with the heel of my hand, and just gently pull through. And I can get a third one in there, no problem. Easy peasy, right? So go slow, 1-2 cuts, space them out a little bit. It'll take time. It'll take a lot of time to get to that point where it stays even across. That's okay. Practice. And then we go from the tip end back towards the root, but we don't cut all the way. Each one of these cuts, we're not cutting all the way. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm leaving this root here, this root end, holding it all together. That's what makes life easy for the rest of us. Plus, you don't cut into the root, you cry a little bit less, promise. And then we just go ahead and cut laterally along our onion, keeping the fingers out of the way. And we've made a diced onion super quick, super easy. And then we have the end there. You can just go ahead, run the knife over a few times, no big deal. So I'm already getting the tears already, and that's okay. It's funny. I've been doing this for years. I've shed so many tears over onions, and still they burn. I'll be better at it than most, I'll be able to withstand the onion pain more than most because I'm used to it. But, you know, it is what it is, guys. All right, here we go. So, real quick, again, from the tip back to the root, cutting parallel to our cutting board and not all the way through. There we go, keeping the fingers up, cutting again. Now we're going vertically, not all the way through, and then now we go all the way through laterally. Boom, 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 boom. That's one onion done. Let's see if I can get this last one done super quick. I'm only doing an onion and a half for these burgers. Again, sharp, lost it. Sharp knife is everything. There we go. 1, 2, 3. A bunch of cuts vertically. And then boom, boom, boom. This is all my diced onion all ready to rock. I'll drop that onion in my mixing bowl where I'm going to be working with the glorious beef. Okay, so for me, my friends, I like using delicious organic beef, preferably grass-fed beef. This is what I got at Costco the other day. This is just organic. I know it's not grass-fed, but it's what I got. So at the end of the day, you work with what you got, not what you wish you had. So this is better than nothing. This is lean ground beef. You can go with medium. Just know you're going to get a little bit more flare up, a little bit more fat in the pan. You can go extra lean, but you're going to need to add a lot of olive oil or something like that to your burger to keep that moisture up, keep them nice and juicy. Extra lean can be a little bit challenging. Maybe you want to go with a little bit more egg, which we'll have in a moment in these burgers as well. So I got my onions in there. I'll crack one egg, and then you guys aren't going to believe this. It's only a pound of beef, and I think 2 eggs in full might be a bit much. So I'm actually only going to use this half egg, and then the rest I'm going to use for breakfast. Cool. Break up your egg. Because if you go to try and, if you drop your beef in, get rid of that onion skin. If you drop your beef in to that raw egg and then try to mix it up, you're going to have a heck of a time breaking up the white. So get that all mixed in. Open your beef package. Glorious beef. In she goes. Give the mitts a quick rinse. Now I'm going to crank the heat on my stovetop. You'll see why in a moment. Sprinkle a bunch of salt in. Be generous. Don't be gentle. You get to fix it. If you go too overkill, you know, you can't fix it. So you don't go too crazy, but don't be shy. Do know that why I'm heating this up. Okay, I'll tell you right now. I'm heating this up because we're going to taste test. That's the key factor here to making sure you get good burgers, good meatloaf, good ground meats of any kind. Preheat, taste, and figure it out. Add more seasoning. So you don't kill it right off the hop with that salt, but you make sure you're generous enough that you taste it. Sprinkle a little bit of powder. The other seasoning you saw me put in there was cumin. I'm going to put in a little bit of thyme and oregano. And then one of my favorites, a boatload of garlic powder. I love the garlic powder. And I'm just going to spread that out, mash that up a little bit, try and break up the beef a little bit with this fork before I start overworking it. So we go to work the beef, and you don't want to overwork your beef, right? You want to just make sure you break it up and mash it all together, but you don't want to overwork the beef. If you overwork the beef, you can make really tough burgers. Go a little bit broken up there with the fork. So you don't overwork them. Be nice to your burger. Treat them nice. They'll treat you nice back. Boom. Okay, now I'm going to go and start working it in with my hands. Now in terms of other additives, my friends, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. Mushroom soup mix, onion soup mix is the way my dad goes about it. And my dad he's an amazing burger prep guy. He knows how to make some great burgers. He plays with chicken burgers and beef burgers and all of the above. I mean, the system is similar for all of these burgers. Just, if you want to do chicken, turkey, you can do the same thing. I really recommend you cook those from frozen though. So anyways, yeah, you can add a whole bunch of ways, or add a whole bunch of different seasoning to make the burger taste the way you want. Throw in Jamaican jerk seasoning, throw in really whatever you like. Vegetable soup mix, the world's your oyster when it comes down to these, but the key is that mix it up as best you can without over mixing, because once you get that nice patty mixed up, if you go ahead and overmix it right off the hop, and then you have to go ahead and season it again after tasting it, you're in trouble, right? You got to mix it again, get that seasoning all the way in there again, and then you have overworked beef. So don't overwork it off the hop. Be gentle, be nice, make sure it tastes good, and then you're good. And then if you want to overwork it, go for it. Please don't though. All right, my friends, I'm making just a tiny little patty here, thin patty, something that's going to quick up super quick. My pan, slowly coming up. I'm going to crank that now. We're going to get that right up to temperature. And realistically, oh yeah, we got the sizzle right off the hop. Realistically, the hard work's done. That's it for my burgers. I go ahead and I form my patties. You can do that with the kids. It doesn't take long. Forming the patty takes probably the longest, but it's the most mindless. So this is the hard part where you're making sure it tastes the way you want. Make sure you're making a great burger. So you go ahead, you fry it up, taste it, make sure it tastes great, and then you're golden. Add more seasoning if you need. Again, don't be shy with the salt or your garlic or your other spices. Make sure it tastes good and have a great burger, have a great time. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or any of the above, by all means, you guys can catch me, of course, Facebook, chefzak, Instagram, and YouTube, chefzak food and fitness, _ food and fitness for Instagram. And then, I hope you guys all make amazing burgers for the beautiful weather that we apparently are having this week, but weren't supposed to. I don't get it. But hey, we're here. We got the beautiful weather, so enjoy your barbecue and enjoy your day. I'm going to wash my mitts and turn this off. So again, share with your friends, have fun cooking, and enjoy the day, my friends.